Hello, just a quick shed catch up. Fished the 2 day Harescombe Pole Champs, I think it's called, last weekend. In fact, to only just do this catch up now because literally left there on Sunday, got home, unloaded the car, 2 hours sleep, then jumped in the car to Gatwick and then went off for a 4 day break to Menorca. And I got back late last night. Not had a chance to sort my gear out yet, to be honest, but I'm not probably going out till probably next weekend, to be honest, because I'm working tomorrow. But yeah, so fished a 2 day pole champs at Harescombe, and the format was I chose to fish Match Lake, my chosen lake for the first day. So it was 18 on Match Lake, 18 on Donut, and the top 9 from each day on the first day, on the Saturday, went through to the final on the Sunday. Well, I did film the first day. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, to be honest. First day, I have drawn peg 25 on Match Lake. Now, I don't know Harescombe well. The last time I fished it was in January, and I drew peg 3. It was freezing cold, completely different situation. And that day, I think I was flukily managed to come second, caught a carp late and a few bits and bobs. It wasn't a big weight, 24 pound or something. Getting a bit of info for the run up to the match, it seemed to be that you need to draw certain areas where the wind had been blowing. And on the day I drew peg 25, which is an M peg. I got told initially that it's not the best peg, but then a couple of lads afterwards said it can, it's a pretty good peg. And to be fair, it looked a good peg. 16 metres across, maybe 15 metres across, and you've got a little segment on the right which is blocked off, which goes into the, I suppose, peg 29. But it's an M peg 25 because you've got the bank. Looking at it, as I say, I did a bit of investigational work and asked around a bit, and before, on the run up to this 2 days, and it seemed like pellets was going to be the best way forward. Maybe some meat short, bit of ground bait and meat in the edge, and meat short and pellets across, maybe some soft pellets. But I do know that Matty Hamilton does quite well at fishing casts when he goes, and normally when he goes he wins, from what I can gather. Anyway, I managed to get some casters. Not a lot. I had 4 pints, so I had 2 pints for each day. Well, first day started off across on pellets, not very deep across. I thought I probably got a rig somewhere with the depth on it. Not that deep. It was tight across. It was, there we go, tight across. I can tell you exactly how deep it was across. Tight across. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17 inches tight across. And then coming away from the bank, it was probably 2.5 foot deep. And then away again, it was not deep. It wasn't a very deep peg. This is the rig I actually used, and this was down the middle. So what we got here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26, 27 inches. So not very deep. I might have miscalculated that. So down the middle, yeah, it was only 2.5 foot. Not very deep. Obviously silted up a little bit there, I think, with the way the wind blowing in there. Anyway, I've started off across, caught a couple, but that wasn't very good. This is on the Saturday. And then I kept pinging casters slightly to my left in the ripple where the wind was sort of hitting the peg, and then it was calmer to the right. and I plumbed along the right hand side, but it was horrible. I didn't like it. It was all slopey and couldn't find any flat spots really. There's one little flat spot in a little groove or cutaway in the bank, but it still wasn't very nice. There was a lot of overhanging roots and stuff like that in there. I didn't like it. And anyway, across I caught a couple, caught a few fish to my right at 11 metres just away from the bank, which is the one place that I plumbed up that felt not quite nice. But I've caught a few there on pellets, but not many. But as I kept pinging casters to my left and looking around, definitely getting beat. Peg 23 was beating me 100%. It was about 8 fish in front of me at the start. And I just knew I had to catch some fish from somewhere, and I kept pinging my casters. And I've gone on it. I was fortunate that I've gone out on my caster line, and I've caught on the bottom. I say on the bottom, it's not very deep. On that rig, it was exactly that rig. I've caught just flicking out there. Got a slow fall. It was only a 0.15 Ian Everett Slim. Got a little bulk there and a dropper, and literally flicking it out there, holding it back a bit, and it would just settle and it would go, and there were big chunky F1s. I then caught a few shallow on it. This rig here, again, what's this, 4B8 SD Dibs, and basically I caught a few on that, and I was lucky enough to win the day with £67, qualify through to the final on the Sunday. So there's no money involved on the first day, you just needed to get through. So come Sunday, lo and behold, went and drew the same peg. I only fed 2 pints of casters first day, so I had 2 pints left. So obviously it's going to fish exactly the same way, pinging casters. I fished exactly the same way. Fish completely different. I knew it would. Didn't think knew it wouldn't be as good. Started across foul at 2. Never caught a fish across after that. I caught a couple on my pellet line at 11 metres. But again, I've caught all my fish on casters to my left, a couple down my left edge, and this is where I messed up a bit. I've caught on my left edge, a little run there. I thought, right, this is going to be good. And I made a massive mistake. For some stupid reason, I decided to put some ground bait down there. And it definitely was wrong, killed the peg. So I had to just hopefully get the small fish to come and clean that out, which I think they did eventually, because I did catch a few down there late. Bottom line is I've not caught any fish shallow on the Sunday, whereas I did on the Saturday. Sunday I have no fish shallow at all on the bottom, and a couple. I did have a couple at half depth, so it's shallowish because it's only 2.5 foot deep. But when I say I didn't catch anything shallow as such, I caught a couple half depth. And I have weighed in 48 1. Now, I thought I was dead and buried. I was very lucky. Cut a long story short, I came third in the match, and which was nice. It was a nice 460 odd quid pickup, but only £49 was second and £52 was first. Ken Rayner won it from peg 29. I definitely should have had more than that. I lost 3 fish at the start, and I made a big boo-boo with the ground bait down my left edge, because I think if I'd have carried on just tapping in 3 or 4 bits of meat, I only need to get another 2 bites down there, and I would have won it. So putting the ground bait in killed the peg. I caught a few on there later on, and where I made a mistake was with half an hour to go, couldn't really catch any fish anywhere, but I did if I sat and waited down my left edge, I'd get a bite eventually and I'd catch a fish. It might only be pound and a half, but I felt I needed to catch a bit quicker than that. So where I was catching earlier a bit better on my caster line, I've gone out there and I've waited too long, and then I've come back down my edge, nicked one, but then I couldn't get another bite. Literally 10 minutes to go, gone back out on my caster line, and I didn't have a bite. And what I should have done is just sat for the last 10 minutes on meat down that left edge. I'm pretty sure I would have got a bite. It could have been a 4-pounder. Might not have been, but I have a funny feeling I'd have got another fish down that left edge, and I think that possibly would have won me the match. At least second. Second was only £49. So all in all, Really enjoyed it. Really like that fishery. It's really good. It's parked behind a peg. Really well run. It's not like big bag in water, but it's, if you're patient and work at it, you catch a few fish and it's nice. And some of the F1s are stunning, great big F1s, really old ones. They're lovely fish. A bit like the big old F1s you get at a tunnel. So really enjoyed it. Definitely be going back. Wanted to fish the Summer League, but I can't because it's every other weekend, and because I work every other weekend, so it's not worked out very well, but I might hopefully cover for a few people on a couple of them. Next outing possibly is going to be Ivy next Saturday on Heron, I think. I need to get back down there. I'm going to have a look, see if there's any big qualifiers. I might be able to try and get a ticket on one of them. As I say, best rig was me .15, 8 to 10 zero bore for that was fishing on the bottom, and then my shallow rig was this SD Dibs and SLWG, an 18 banded caster. Now this elastic is amber core, but it's now called Amberflow, and Ian sent me this to try out. So it's basically liquid filled, basically like white hydro, liquid filled amber core, which we're just playing around with. Absolutely lovely, very soft and brilliant for shallow fishing. I would say it's slightly softer than white hydro, definitely softer than white hydro, but I really liked it. I had no problems with it at all. Those big F1s were great because it was shallow. You needed a softer elastic, so as you hit them they were swimming out of the peg. It's no good having a strong elastic and they're splashing about on the surface, it's just going to kill your peg. So this elastic worked perfectly for me on this peg, and that's it really. So whether Ian will be selling this, I don't know. It's just playing around with it at the moment since Dara obviously lost their patent for white hydro, for hydro elastic. So quite a few people are doing it already. I know Nick Gilbert does it, a company called Elasto, which is Harry Bignell, he's selling it. But bottom line is, it's just stylo elastic with fluid in, without being horrible to anybody. That's what it is. Most of it's amber core elastic, which is what this is. So that's it really. All in all, nice enjoyable couple of days. So I've just got to sort this mess out because I literally threw it all in here and buggered off to get some sun, which got some, not as much as we were hoping for, but it was a nice break. So I'll sort my rigs out now and look forward to see what we're going to do next. And that was it for now. I'll put a few clips up of what happened on the Saturday. I didn't film the Sunday, it was pointless when I drew the same peg. It didn't fish as well. I did start filming it, wasn't as good, and I needed to concentrate on the fishing, to be honest. So I'll put Saturdays up when I get a chance to edit it. Basically Sunday was the same as Saturday, but less fish. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're going out, I hope you all sack up. Speak to you later. Bye for now.